Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 15, Wrecking Ball Wanda. Child, if you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time or fourth time, fifth time, or whatever it is, child, thank you for coming back. Please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you get anything out of the content. Now let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, Kimmy and Maurice, they go to visit the plot of land, right? Now, I wasn't sure if this was the 47 acres that was supposed to be on Scott Manor, but then I figured out it wasn't later on in the conversation, right? So Kimmy's all excited, looking at the hills and the bayous, honey, and where she gonna put the pool and envisioning her driveway and all of this. So Kimmy's like, oh yeah, I love this area. Yeah, I need to just walk up this mountain. I'm trying to make it to the top of the mountain. I mean, she just really getting into it, right? So he said, yeah, we can do a spec house here. She said, what? Okay, so let me be clear. You don't want to build our house here? He said, no, I never planned to build our house here. Him and his suits would infuriate me. I would be pissed. Honey, why would you not tell your wife these plans? I hate getting my hopes up and then have them shattered. Got me looking crazy. I'm sitting up here planning where I'm going to put my plants and whatnot and how I'm going to drive in and give everybody the zhuzh when they come to visit me. And we're not even zhuzhing over here on this land. Like, this don't even make no sense. So she said, this was never to build our home here? He said, no, I want more land than just 1 acre. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. Maurice has the skills to communicate of a gnat. Of a gnat, honey. I mean, just buzzing around and not saying nothing. Like, this is crazy. She said, oh, well, I don't need to be up here then. I know that's right, child. Climb on down the hill and down the mountain and get back in your car and go on about your business. So then he was like, no, this is the next part of your real estate journey. How you gonna dictate her journey without any communication? Not this is the next part of her journey and you ain't told her nothing. So this is her journey, but she knows nothing about it. Okay. So then he goes, yeah, I spoke to Martell. I spoke to Marsau. I actually spoke to Martell first. She was like, how you gonna speak to Martell and he ain't got no license? I know that's right. Child, it's like asking somebody to drop you off at the store and they don't have a driver's license. I will not be getting in the car with you. No thank. He said, no, he's working with someone. Then he said, and I also talked to Uncle Mike. So the whole time he's talking, Kimmy's just taking it all in, right? So basically you did everything and she's just expected to fall in line. Okay, aye, sir. So she's like, so you do a lot of these things and you gather all these pieces and then you wash your hands of the whole thing because then 47,000 things come up. And then you just hand it over to me. Well, honey, I would just let it fall by the wayside then. I mean, let the chips fall where they may. If he starts something and he can't finish it, I'm not about to come in the clutch because you don't consider me your partner. You consider me your assistant. And therefore, and thus and such, you on your own. Child, please. He uses Kimmy as an administrative assistant instead of treating her like his wife. She's like, I didn't even know that this was a spec house until today. He's like, well, we didn't have that conversation. She's like, okay, well, you talking about semantics and all of that, honey. That has nothing to do with it, honey. Tomato, tomato. The bottom line is you are a misogynistic pig just like Marsau and Martell. You just mask it a little bit better. And see, I've always liked Maurice, but this season, he really showed his true colors. Okay, he really did. He doesn't respect Kimmy. And child, I see why Kyle got out, child. He isn't in a partnership. It's a dictatorship on the slick. Moving forward. Martell over at his mama house doing baby Mel's hair because she looked just like her mama. I said, oh, look at her. She is too cute with that little smile. But anywho, it was cute for a moment. Then all of a sudden, Martell started talking. It was cute till her daddy got involved. So Martell is in the confessional. He's like, my mom is so helpful. She's my village. Oh, okay. So you get to have a village, but Mel can't let her brother sit with the kids while she works? Shut up, Martell. I mean, just the stuff that spews out of your mouth. It's just the ignorance of it all. So then Martell and his toxic masculinity say he never wanted to know how to do a girl's hair. He's like, I never wanted to know too much. Well, honey, you got that covered. You don't know too much. You don't know much of anything at all. Okay? He's like, that's what a woman is for. Okay. I don't even know what Mel ever saw in Hotel Holt. I really don't. I know, when you in college, somebody smile, they look halfway decent. You're like, all right, whatever. It was the early night when Cash Money was taking over for the 99 to 2000. So she probably thought Martell was giving what was supposed to be gave. But this right here, yeah, I'm going to have to pass, big dog. It's a no for me, big dog. Shout out to Randy. Child, please. So he starts telling his mama and her curls about what happened in Vegas and how because of what Marsau said that Maurice feels like he could be depressed. And he was like, he was also talking to me about it and everything. We just have so much stress on us from everything that we do. So she twirling that hair around talking about, you just got a lot on your plate. Dr. Such and Such, please stop trying to diagnose people, honey. They don't know what they have because they haven't had a professional opinion yet. Okay, let's just wait. Okay, Miss Marlene. Okay, girl. Moving forward. So he's like, with me, I just do too much. I'm open to guidance and I'm open to therapy. Here she go. I don't think you need a therapist. You could be your own therapist. See, this is the problem right here. This is the problem right here. Why would you talk your son out of getting therapy, honey? Clearly, you need to be going with him. Both of y'all need to be sitting in some counseling. Let this man get some therapy. So she's like, you just gotta slow down. Honey, he's moving like a tortoise without mail. Sis, don't worry. It's a slow boogie on that side. Trust me, he's perfectly fine with slowing down. He's like, well, I have slowed down, tremendously this year. And it just trips me out because coincidentally, after divorcing the brains of the operation, you slowed all the way down. He's like, I've really been going for 8 or 9 years straight. So then Miss Marlene says, yeah, when the kids was real small, I was like, dang, she gonna kill my boy. So then she was like, yeah, she would just lay around, Martell, and I would be so mad. Ma'am, mad for what? They had 4 kids. Every time she stood up straight, she was pregnant. Okay, so what are you talking about? She must have not been laying around too much. She found the time to get her builder's license and take care of home and take care of your bald head son. Your son was busy leading a double life 5 of those 9 years. That's what kept him busy. That keeps you real busy. Let's not forget that part. See, this is a prime example of his people are his people. I wholeheartedly believe that. Yes, I will smile with my mother-in-law and hey, and the grandkids and whatnot. But at the end of the day, they gonna ride for theirs. That's how I feel about it. Okay. Now that might be an unpopular opinion, but this right here just proved it. She smiled right in Melody's face and she was like, yeah, you gonna always be my daughter-in-law. Now I want you to know that. Then basically called her a lazy woman working your good son's fingers to the bone. It be your own mother-in-law, child. It be your own mother-in-law. So then she was like, I don't care what nobody say. You did the darn thing. You got a girl pregnant. So what? Say what now? You got a girl pregnant. So what? I had to repeat that. Oh, child, honey. Behind every trash can is an enabling mama. Like, why are you patting him on the back for cheating on his wife and getting an outside chick pregnant? That's that old BS that some moms do because their sons are the only men that they've ever had in their lives and they enable them in their disgusting behavior. He is not your husband. He's your son. Like, and I don't know if Martell is an only child. I think he is. But that would really explain why his mom is coddling him like this at his big grown age. She's like, am I happy about it? Nah, but I ain't gonna lose no sleep. I'm sure you will not, ma'am. You weren't the one that was cheated on. Child, no wonder Martell takes zero accountability. His mom is his hype man. Miss Marlene, I think you're so uncool. I think you're acting a fool. Shout out to Melody. Child, y'all know it's not a Huntsville review without what? The song of the century, child. And I'm going to put it in there every chance I get. And right now, Miss Marlene, I think you're so uncool, child. A fool. Moving forward. So then he told his mom about Vegas and, the story about what happened down there and all of this and about the song. And she's like, oh, yeah, Tank told me something about a song. I'm like, baby, what you singing? And he said, I don't know. I don't know what I'm singing. And she said, oh, that's just something about your daddy. Oh, okay. So your mama told your kids about that song. So, an apology seems to be in order, Martell Holt. Okay. Make sure you get all over the Instagram and put it in your stories like you like to do everything else. Your mama told your kids about that song. So then he reverted right back to being a little boy. He's like, oh, Lord, mama, why you tell him that? Nah, pipe up like you do everybody else. She's like, well, don't tell me what I should have did. You need to talk to her. He said, well, mama, you still shouldn't have told the kids that the song is about their daddy. Well, according to Mel, it's not about you, but we all know it is, honey. But ain't nobody got time to be protecting you from every different angle. Were you protecting them and were you protecting their reputation and your wife's reputation when you were doing what you were doing, or everybody just supposed to protect you? She said, well, you need to take that up with your ex-wife, honey. Take it up with that ex. He said, why you acting like that, mama? Child, what in the Tyler Perry film am I watching? Honey, it's a Tyler Perry production. She said, I'm just saying that because I'm sleepy. Honey, you acting like you drinking moonshine, condoning his foolery. That's what you're acting like, gone off that moonshine. Moving forward. So then he tells her about the destiny race, and she's like, what's that? So he explains it to her. Child, she needs to stay at the house. She really needs to stay at the house. In the next scene, Martell meets up with Maurice for the little therapy session that they're having, but they're missing the other M. So Martell and Maurice are accounted for, but they're missing Marsau, right? So they call him, but he ain't coming, which wasn't shocking to me at all, okay? He hates for the veil to be lifted. When he has to get real, he turns to avoidance. As soon as somebody is calling him on his BS, he don't want nothing to do with it. I was actually shocked that Martell actually came, honey. I was like, Martell, not you showing up. So Maurice is in his confessional making excuses for Marsau's absence, and then Dr. Francis shows up. Child, Dr. Francis looking relaxed, honey, got his t-shirt on. Well, let's get into it if we gonna get into it then. Look, Dr. Francis better be getting paid good for these cameos because he is definitely making them this season. Child, he done been in practically every episode. So Maurice is telling him about what Marsau said and how he was feeling in Vegas, and based on what he said, he thinks that he may be exhibiting signs of depression as well. So Dr. Francis was like, so you think you depressed based on what Marsau said? Basically, like, I wish y'all would stop diagnosing each other because it sounded like a fool is basically what Dr. Francis wanted to say. So Maurice is telling him about the stressors, and Dr. Francis said, look, regardless of if you're depressed or not, you accept the fact that you are feeling this way, and if you like it, then you stay in it, and if you don't, then you change it. All facts. But Dr. Francis, I just want to add something. Sometimes it's not as easy as just picking yourself up and dusting yourself off. Some people need medication. Some people need extensive therapy. It's a lot to be said about mental illness. So it's not as easy as just picking yourself up and dusting yourself off. But I mean, I see what you're going, honey. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So he said, look, you have to take a look at what it's costing you to have this success. So then Maurice said, look, I identify with this guy that I see in the future, and I feel like I'm called to be, but then I got married and the person that I love is competing with the work. Dr. Francis said, nah, bro. She ain't competing with it. You're creating the competition. Tell him, Dr. F. Honey, you better tell him. Baby, Dr. Francis was leaning back, talking like he was in the barbershop. He said, absolutely not. And all I could see was Coming to America. His mama call him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay. Baby, Dr. Francis leaned back, honey. You couldn't tell me they wasn't in the barbershop, okay? He said, no, you will not put this off on your wife. So, child, Maurice was listening too, very attentively, might I add. Dr. Francis came to them almost like a father figure, and they need that, especially Marsau. Now, I know Martell's dad was absent. I mean, he tried to have a relationship with him in, I think, like season 2, the very early part of season 2. And I don't know what's going on with Marsau and Maurice's father, but I've never heard them speak of him or even see him. I did see their mom one time. So, I mean, they need Dr. Francis. Marsau should have shown up. He said, let's put the pressure on the table. He looked at Martell. He said, so he's involved in his work. He can't make time for his wife because he has two. I don't think so. Work is his mistress, okay? Getting more time than his wife. That's what I feel. Because whenever it's time to do something with Kimmy, you start thinking about what you got to do at work. And he said, when you're at home, you're thinking about work. When you're at work, you're thinking about home. Then Maurice had an aha moment. And he said, I really realized that I don't talk to Kimmy as much as I think that I do. Then here we go to the confessional. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Martell. I agree with Dr. Francis 100% on what he said because, I remember when Mel used to take on more and putting the kids second. And she needs to hear this more than Maurice and Marsau. Martell, go away from me with this. Boy, shut up. You always find a way to drag Mel into it. She was working to prepare a nest egg to leave your bald head behind. That's what she was doing, child. And I'm going to give you the same thing I gave your mama. I think you're so uncool. I think you're acting a fool. Shout out to Mel. Like, shut up. Shut up. Like, you need to actually be listening to that. Because you did have a mistress and a wife. And you were putting your family on the back burner to creep. So Martell starts saying, I'm just rebuilding at this moment. And, I lost so much and I'm hurt. Somebody cue the violins. Honey, I checked out when he started speaking. Dr. Francis was dropping some jewels, per usual. Moving forward. It's the day of the Destiny Walk. Everyone is showing up. And let me just tell y'all something. I love the idea behind this race. I love this idea. Y'all did that. So Martell shows up late. Child, story of his life. He said, my mom didn't really want to come. Well, honey, she looking like she wanted to come, got a midriff out and everything. I said, okay, girl, for the crop top, you better get into it as you get into it. Well, and you should have left her at the house, quiet as it's kept. So Martell's having deja vu of when things were good. He's like, I'm just happy to see all the Holts together. My mother, her mother, the kids, Mel. It just bring back good memories. Anyway, so as they're talking, Mel and Tiffany, they crossed the finish line, hair flowing in the wind and everything. So they cheated. I'm like, child, now Mel still got that hair down, honey. If you're really running, you gonna put that hair up in a bun, in a ponytail, because that sweat gonna touch your neck. And child, that just really gets to me. Maybe I'm the only one, honey, but that hair would have been in a ponytail if I was really racing. So Miss Marlene with her fake self, she goes up to hug Mel's neck. Child, you better be careful, Mel, honey, because she think you're lazy. Moving forward. So then Tank comes running with Marsau behind him. I thought that was so cute. I said, go Tank. You better beat Marsau. Here go Martell. I'm really excited to see my son running because, that means he's competitive and he's 8 and Marsau is 48. Oh, child. Sometimes Martell actually does have a good one. And honey, that was funny to me because Marsau know he scream a good 46 and up, child. So then Destiny and Tisha, they come through. Tisha came out of nowhere and smoked her. Here go Destiny. She's like, Tisha is definitely a sprinter. Okay, Flojo. Girl, don't get mad, honey. Y'all gonna stop underestimating Tisha. Baby, that little short thing came through in the clutch. Passed Destiny right on up. Here go Destiny. I was just playing. I wasn't even really running. I used to say that all the time when I was little and we would fake race outside. I would be like, I wasn't even really racing y'all. Girl, yes you were. Don't even try it. Moving forward. So then they all go pick up their stakes and claim their destiny. Let me tell y'all something. I am going to the next one. If it's open to the public, I want to race to the destiny of it all. I'm definitely going. And I'm going to come back and report to y'all all things Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to be in the building. Now, it seems like this was just for the people involved with Love and Marriage Huntsville. But if I can squeeze my way into that and put my little stake down, I'm going to let y'all know about it. Shout out to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So after the race, everybody's feeling accomplished. Here comes Miss Wanda. Oh, my God. So Miss Wanda comes up. She's congratulating Marsau and Tisha on the race. I'm like, okay, everything's going fine. But over in the cut, Tiffany is giving her own unnecessary speech. She's like, I just want to thank you all for coming out to our anniversary, but I'm not quite sure why every time that we get together, there's an argument. Lady, really? Why are you bringing up negativity on a positive day? Like, what are you talking about? This is not your event. Why are you talking about your anniversary party? Address those things at your anniversary party. Girl, shut up. So Destiny said, it's the Martell show. She's like, you're really passive aggressive with Mel and she gonna react. Well, let me just say this, honey, because we got to begin at the beginning. Mel started that, in my opinion. She brought up the whole anniversary as somebody else's anniversary, okay? And saying, he just hurt. And he just really thinking about what happened between us because our anniversary is coming up. Now, these are the facts. Mel did start that. But at the same time, I don't know why she started that because she knows that Martell does not have an off button. Once he gets started, he just keeps going and going and going. So she should have just left him alone. He was sitting quiet. Don't say nothing to him if he ain't saying nothing to you. So Martell tried to say something. So Destiny was like, be quiet. So he said, ain't no woman gonna disrespect me like that. Child, you really showing your slip this season. You got from under Mel, now you beating your chest. You Jane, me Tarzan. Boy, shut up. Talking about woman this and a woman that, and a woman put a woman in her place, and I ain't combing no hair. Anywho, so as he's being a chauvinistic jerk, here come Miss Marlene and her midriff. She interjects, and she's like, that's between them. You can't uphold for Mel every time. She said, I was just telling him. His mom said, you can't tell him nothing. That's Mr. Holt. Who? Lady, you better get lost respectfully. Okay? Destiny should have not spoken on her behalf. This is true. But Martell ain't nobody. Child, please. So she's like, he's not your husband. He not your ex-husband. Destiny said, you weren't there, Miss Marlene. You weren't there last night. So then Miss Marlene and her Bob, honey, they get a confessional. She said, yeah, I know Destiny. I know her from a long time, but she don't know me. She don't know me to step to me like that. I'm a mother. I'm Martell's mother. Well, honey, I wouldn't exactly be bragging about that. Oh, okay. Anyway, child. Moving forward. So Destiny was trying to say something. There go Tiffany. Well, in all honesty, it was for our anniversary. Girl, we don't care, and neither did she. Child, his mama looked at her. She said, well, happy anniversary to y'all. Child, Child, shut them right on down. She said, everybody always trying to gang up on my baby. Baby, you know Miss Marlene was on the playground checking kids. Do y'all hear me? That's why Martell, blockhead, ashy knee behind, act the way he does now. He is a grown man. Allow him to be a grown man. It was no reason you needed to interject. Ain't nobody picking on Martell. Moving forward. So Tiffany was like, well, you know, he demands attention and he gets it. Tiffany, be quiet. Okay? So Destiny is like, well, I'm glad you got your bodyguard today. We'll finish this later. She said, I'm not his bodyguard. I'm his mama, but I can guard. She said, yes, you can. Absolutely. Destiny, honey, just pipe down. Just leave it alone, child. The uh-ohs in their confessional, they're like, you know, usually Martell can hold his own, but with his mommy, he has his tail tucked between his legs. Honey, and did. After that, Miss Marlene was ready to go, child. She was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go and get out of here. Okay, child, go ahead. Set yourself off. So she went to say bye to Mel's mom, right? And here come Miss Wanda and her questions. Miss Wanda, leave these people alone, child. Leave these people alone. Miss Wanda, not a lot of people are fond of you. And I don't know if you get it or not. But just please, just leave it alone, child. So she's like, hey, moms, what y'all doing over here? Mel's mama looked at her like, I know you lying. So then Miss Wanda gonna say, I had a chance to talk to the two of them about getting back together. So here go Mel's mama. She was the one on social media telling home wreckers to get what the wife gets. I don't know why you telling Miss Marlene. She cool with the side chick of the year recipient. Honey, don't look at her and tell her nothing, because child, Miss Marlene can't be trusted after this episode. So here go Miss Marlene. I don't know how they do that. I don't got nothing to do with it. I stay in my lane. Sure you do, but didn't you just get through swerving out of your lane over into the other carpool lane, talking all that mess when they were just having a conversation over here? Oh, okay, child. I was just checking. So Miss Vanessa said, nobody's going to listen to anything that you have to say. You say one thing and then you get on social media and you do something else. Everything you said about Mel has been negative. She's like, and ain't you the woman with the husband and the boyfriend? She said, yeah, I'm not afraid of what I do. I didn't cheat. But you cheated, didn't you? Didn't you cheat? Baby, when I tell y'all I hollered. The people was talking, but I don't know how true it is, honey. So Miss Vanessa said, girl, please. Here go Miss Wanda. Well, I was just asking you a question. She said, listen, I don't do ghetto. Oh, okay, child. Oh, honey, it's getting, okay. Okay, child. Ooh, honey. So here go Miss Wanda. Looking so pretty in her confessional, might I add. She's like, girl, please, I'm not ghetto. When I get ghetto, these earrings coming off and this wig, and we about to get into it as we get into it. Miss Wanda, I have a question. What is ghetto? Okay, don't worry about it, girl. It's okay. So Miss Vanessa said, yeah, just stay busy with Marsau and Tisha. Don't worry about this over here. Just keep your little brain is full. So they go back and forth and back. So then Mel and Tisha come over. Miss Vanessa said, you have a tendency of putting your mouth places it don't need to be. Tisha said, you both do that. So she's trying to stop Miss Wanda from talking, but honey, you know Hurricane Wanda, honey, she gonna come through and she gonna talk if she don't do nothing else, French roll and all. I'm just wondering what Miss Wanda say, and who does she go to create this French roll? She goes to this hairdresser and says, because she go to the beautician. A beautician does a French roll. So Miss Wanda gets to the beautician and she say, girl, put that French roll up there. Child, Miss Wanda is one of a kind. Do y'all hear me? So she turns to Mel's mom and she goes, you've been a cyberbully, Miss Vanessa. Listen, I can't say if she's been a cyberbully or not. I don't keep up with them on social media. All of them be fighting if you ask me. So I don't know exactly what's happened on social media. I'm not privy to that part. So I really can't give y'all much right there. But if y'all know, please leave it down in the comments below. So Tisha said, no disrespect. And she reached out to kind of touch Miss Vanessa. She said, girl, don't put your hands on me. Yes, Tisha. Okay. Hands inside the ride at all times until it comes to a complete stop. Child, they teach you that on a roller coaster. You don't put your hands out into other people's personal space, especially after you just call them a bully. Like, it can be deemed threatening. So just keep your hands to yourself, even though I know that you didn't mean anything like by it. It's just still not a good look. It's just respect people's personal space. Moving forward. So then Tisha said in her confessional, Miss Vanessa called my mom ghetto, and just because she can articulate better, don't make her no better. We all from the country. I get that. Now, I know y'all might not agree, honey, but I get that. I don't want nobody calling my mama ghetto either. Now, Miss Wanda does come over to get the party started, but I wouldn't want anybody to call my mom ghetto. Now, as I stated, I don't know what they do on social media. I'm not privy to it. So Tisha said, both of y'all are wrong. Miss Vanessa said, yes, we both definitely defend our daughters. So you're right. We are both wrong. And so just when I was like, okay, Miss Vanessa admitted that they both are wrong. Everything's fine. Here go Miss Wanda. She got to get hype all over again. Girl, be quiet. Be quiet, lady. So Tisha was like, let me just pull her to the side. I'm so sorry. Let me just pull her to the side. So she pulls Miss Wanda to the side. She's like, I was about to put my hands on her. Here go Tisha. You cannot do that. You are too big and grown and old to do that. Tisha said, look, you represent me. You gotta back down. That ain't cute. So then she told her about the Kimmy and Vegas thing. And she said, I don't even want you saying nothing else to Kimmy about Vegas. Just be quiet. Don't say anything to her. She said, you have to trust that the daughter you raised can handle herself. And in my opinion, Tisha has really matured this season, because in the past, she would have just been like, okay, it's my mama. I'm going to ride for my mama no matter what it is. Because, honey, you know, her and Candy over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby, they're going to ride for their mamas if they don't do nothing else. So I actually appreciated the fact that she said, mama, look, you cannot do that every time you get somewhere, because it falls back on Tisha. And sometimes in the comments and when I see underneath these posts and all of that, people are actually going in on Tisha because of her mama. She can't control her mama's mouth. Honey, Miss Wanda, a loose cannon. But I did appreciate the fact that she said that. Tisha, you growing up, honey. I know some of y'all ain't gonna agree, honey, but she getting better. Miss Wanda said, well, I know a snake when I see one. Tisha said in her confessional, you know, me and my mom, we handle conflicts very differently. I can handle my friends. She cannot handle my friends. So I think I'm just gonna hold off on her being invited to any more group activities for a while. I think that's for the best, child. I really do. Marsau been trying to tell y'all along, child. But now you coming to terms with it on your own, so there you have it. Miss Wanda still want to talk about Kimmy. She's like, well, you know what? I'm going to say this about Kimmy. If she feeling froggy, then she need to leap, because I'm still about that action. Now, she ain't say that, but I like to judge it up. But basically, she was saying Kimmy can get it any day of the week. And child, and that was the end of the episode. It was an okay episode. It had a lot of stuff in there that needed to be talked about. Martell, I see the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I know she's not trying to call you out because she raised you to be the pathetic man that you are. As far as Mel's mom, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with her. Miss Wanda, I know you got some questions because you went in and asked a few questions to get that French roll. Tisha, good job on calling your mama out, and a wonderful job with the Destiny race. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.